Please welcome to the stage former State Treasurer and now Democratic nominee for Secretary of State, Alexi Giannoulias.
Well, good morning. I want to thank all of the chairpersons and all of the great Democrats here today for your commitment not only to our party, but to the values and ideals that bind us together. I see Senator Durbin, Senator Duckworth, Governor Pritzker, all the constitutionals. Thank you for all that you do. I want to thank the volunteers, the staffers, the candidates, the elected officials who are here. I also want to give a very special shout out to the men and women of organized labor who have devoted their entire lives to fighting for working families. I also want to give a special shout out to my wife and my 3 little girls who, when we woke up this morning across the street, I said, you guys have an option. You can come and hear your daddy give an inspirational speech to thousands of Democrats and take some pictures with me inside a convention center, or you guys can go to the State Fair and eat a bunch of junk food. So I hope they're having a good time at the State Fair right now, because they are not here right now. But I'm going to make them watch this later on. So I am excited and honored to be here with all of you this morning. This is my 7th Dem Day, and it's great to see so many friends, especially county chairs from Central and Southern Illinois, who have been by my side for so many years, but more importantly for the incredibly important work that all of you do, with all the challenges that our country, that our democracy, and that our planet face. And I'm elated to greet you today as the Democratic nominee for Illinois Secretary of State. But today we owe a tremendous amount of gratitude to the current Illinois Secretary of State. For over 2 decades, he has served our state and devoted himself to fair elections, to better services, and a stronger Illinois. Thank you, Secretary Jesse White. And if I have the privilege of taking the baton from Secretary Jesse White next year, my job as the first new Secretary of State in a generation will be to build on his legacy of public service. And now more than ever, we need a Secretary of State on the front lines to protect our democracy. As mentioned earlier, it is under assault by Trump Republicans who want to undermine our elections and restrict everyone's right to vote. Make no mistake, Darren Bailey, Dan Brady, and others are part of Donald Trump's new Republican Party. The same party that wants to eliminate abortion rights, put assault weapons on streets, undermine our elections, and restrict who can cast a ballot. That's who they are. The choice in this election could not be clearer. You see, we are here in Springfield, the place where Abraham Lincoln lived and was laid to rest. And as this country was torn apart by hatred and division, he held us together. We are now faced tragically with a similar moment. Our country is being ripped apart by political division. What holds us together is our unified belief in the rule of law, in democracy, in character, integrity, and in fair and honest elections. The Republican Party that Lincoln founded is gone, and it's replaced by candidates up and down the ballot who want to tear this country apart and undermine everything that is fundamental to the democracy that President Lincoln lived and died to protect. And if you look at who's winning these primaries on the Republican side, they are crazy as hell, and they are saying and doing the craziest stuff ever imaginable. And my fear, if these individuals get elected, we're going to be seeing January 6th on a weekly basis. We cannot let that happen. You see, I love this country. It gave me everything. Like Kwame, both my parents came to this country as immigrants, and they came here with nothing. but they built a life here. They built a business here, they raised a family, and they gave me and my brothers an opportunity to live a life that they could only dream about. And when I think about my 3 daughters and the country that they will inherit, I worry. That's why I'm running to be your Secretary of State. That's why we need to make sure we re-elect J.B. Pritzker. That's why all of the work that you do is so incredibly important. So that my daughters and all our children can live in the best democracy in the greatest country in the world. That's why I will protect the voting rights of Secretary of State and expand opportunities for more Illinoisans to register to vote. We're going to strengthen the state's automatic voter registration system. We're going to allow pre-registration of 16 and 17-year-olds who will automatically become registered to vote once they turn 18. These are important steps to increase voter access. Jesse White has left some huge shoes to fill, but I will honor him as best I possibly can by doing my very best to live up to his legacy. We will keep modernizing the office and making it a leader in online government services. Just as I did as State Treasurer, we will make ethics a top priority to make Illinois a leader in ethical and transparent government. And as the state's chief librarian, I will help make our libraries the pride of every single community. And if you don't think, yes, thank you to all the librarians who are here. And if you don't think a woman's right to choose matters in the Secretary of State's office, you haven't been paying attention to Texas and Florida and Indiana, where they want to use license plates to track women and literally pay bounties to turn them in. Not here, not on my watch. We will protect the woman's right to choose in Illinois. We will not let Republicans around the country criminalize women who come to Illinois to exercise their right to their own health care. That's why we will protect women from having their license plates scanned by automatic license plate readers. Make no mistake about it, the stakes in this election could not be higher. Our right to vote, the rights of working families, and the reproductive rights of women are all on the ballot this November. It's up to all of us. Together we can determine the future of Illinois. We can beat back Trumpism at our borders, and we can make sure it never crosses into Illinois. I want to give another shout out to someone who I saw at Wally's yesterday on the way down when our tire blew out on I-55. I think she's still here. Clerk Anna Valencia is here. I don't know if you're still here, Madam Clerk. If you are, please stand up. We ran a heated primary. She's an outstanding public servant. I look forward to working with her. Primaries bring people together eventually. So thank you for running. Thank you for being an inspiration to so many women, and I'm sure we'll see you on the ballot again sometime very soon. Let's have a round of applause for Anna Valencia. We have seen what the political cult on the right has done to our neighbors, where lawmakers are passing laws as we speak to make it tougher to vote, harder to make a living, and more difficult to seek abortion care. That's not us, everybody. That is not us. That will never be the state of Illinois, the state that gave me and my family everything. Illinois, the state of Lincoln, Dirksen, Simon, and Jesse White will never be the state of Donald Trump. Secretary White, you have been here. When I got elected state treasurer in 2006, you were already a veteran of Illinois politics, fighting for so many people for so many years. The underserved, those who didn't always have a voice in the process. You cleaned up an office that was mired in scandal and corruption at a time when Republicans held that office, by the way. You modernized the office, you improved the customer experience, and you implemented stronger DUI laws, reformed teen driving guidelines and truck driver licensing practices to make our roads safer. The state's organ and tissue donor program has grown by millions and has saved countless lives. And the Jesse White tumblers have helped over 18,000 kids have better lives. Quite simply, you have made Illinois a better state, and you've motivated and inspired countless young men and women including me, although I'm not young anymore, because of your years of dedicated public service. It is my honor to hopefully build on your progress and stand on your shoulders. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not a big fan of asking for standing ovations, but let's give a loud round of applause to Secretary of State Jesse White.